There are 6 common challenges that people experience while going through the Shift to Calm Aliveness course. And I wanted to be very open with you about these challenges so that if they do happen to you, you already know what you're going to do. Having a plan is one of the best ways that we can help our nervous system stay out of that survival response. The first common challenge is that you get to a module and you're supposed to experience a certain emotion in your body and you don't feel anything. I have addressed this in a video where I go and I actually give you a different exercise to do if this happens to you. So go find that video. It's called What If I Can't Feel an Emotion? And I tell you the 2 things that you're going to do in order to still get a lot of value out of that module and actually be able to use it as an opportunity to build your tools and your practice of somatic experiencing. The second common challenge is, well, the first one was I can't feel anything. The second common challenge is I feel too much. And these are 2 intense of emotions when you go to do a certain module. I want you to know that in order to do that, I really am depending on you to be able to stay out of that danger zone, because when we go into that place where the emotions are too intense, it will be overwhelming to our nervous system and not helpful. I was of the impression for many years before I started somatic experiencing work and the body work that it wasn't real therapy and it wasn't real work if I didn't access intense emotions and cry and all that, which is why I never went. It was not something I wanted to do. And that's simply not true. And I'm so thankful to have found this approach and the somatic experiencing, because it's given me a whole new way to work with my body in a way that is actually helpful and produces lasting results. And that is because I stay out of that danger zone. I stay out of the survival response that will get triggered if too intensive emotions are being accessed without the right resources. So when we are first starting out here, remember, this is a basic introductory level to somatic experiencing to give you the tools, teach you the practice, and help you have the knowledge that you need to start this practice. And then we have the advanced course, and we have the attachment somatic experiencing course. So we have these advanced courses where you can build on this work, and then you will have the knowledge and the tools to be able to work with more intense emotional states. But for this course, I would strongly recommend against it. Now, if you find that, oops, I did it, and I'm there, and I'm stuck, and I can't seem to get myself out, you have additional options for support. So you can purchase the option to have a 30-minute or a 60-minute session with a somatic experiencing coach who can help shift you out of that and get you back into a good place. The third common challenge is feeling like you don't have enough time with the course. And this, again, will put us into that survival mentality because we feel scarcity. We feel like we don't have enough of what we need. And so what I've done to address that is, even though it's a 7-day course, I have given you 3 weeks to complete all of the coursework and to get through the content. I have also positioned the live Q&A after the first week so that you can have that real life experience with me where I'm walking you through an exercise that I don't teach in the modules. And so you can see how it's actually done in real time, and then be able to go back and actually do the whole modules again. And everybody who has done the modules for a second time tells me how much more they get out of it the second time. So given that it's a 7-day module, 7-day course, and you've got 3 weeks to do it, you have the opportunity to repeat 2 times after that first initial time. So you have the opportunity to do it 3 times with the amount of time allowed. The fourth common challenge is feeling like you have too much time And so you're losing motivation because you don't have that deadline that you're up against. And boy, am I familiar with this one. For so many years, I was bouncing back and forth between my freeze response and my sympathetic response, which means that I would need that deadline to have the adrenaline to get something done. And that's what we're trying to shift here. That's what we're trying to change here. But knowing that your system is just starting out and it hasn't shifted, if you need more accountability, more support, you can either create that in your own life, have someone that you are accountable to, doing the modules and checking in with them every day that you have done the work for that day, or you can reach out and again, purchase that additional support for the somatic experiencing coach, who then will, even the 30-minute option, and can keep you accountable to that because you're going to be meeting with them. So you need to have done the work in order to prepare for your meeting with them. So there's different levels of support. You can create that structure and support in your life, or you can let us help you with that by purchasing the additional support option. The fifth common challenge is feeling like you have too little of information about the subject. And the subject around somatic experiencing and the nervous system is a vast subject. I have been studying it now for over 10 years. And I am still learning. So there is so much information, which is the good and the bad thing, right? Because especially for a person like me who wants to understand everything and wants all of it and just soaks it all in, yes, you can feel like, hey, I want more than what you're providing me here. What I have done to address that is I've included links to articles. I've included a list of recommended books that you can that are very aligned with this course that you can go and read a lot more information about. And I've also included a list of videos that I've done that also give you more information about the somatic experiencing. So that then leads me to the last and the sixth common challenge, which is feeling like there's too much information and you can't digest it all. It's overwhelming. And for this challenge, I would recommend that you ignore all of that other information. You pretend that it's not there and you just focus on the core modules and exercises that I have for you there. If at any point that changes and you feel like you have more space and you feel you've are taking a deep breath and you want some more, well then that's when you can go and look at the additional information that I have available for those who always want more information. But for you, I really would want you to stay out of the overwhelm, and so block it out and just go to that when you are feeling like, I've got this, this is good, I'm in a good place, and I'm ready for more. Then you would go and actually get the additional information that I have available. These are the 6 common challenges. Again, number 1 is not being able to feel a certain emotion during a module, and I've got a video addressing that. Common challenge number 2 is feeling too much during a module, and I have a video on that. Common challenge number 3 is feeling like there's not enough time, and I have addressed that by extending the amount of time that is available for the course so that you have enough time to do it 3 times if you want to do it 3 times. And then the 4th common challenge is feeling like you have so much time now that you've lost your motivation because there's not that pressure and that deadline and that structure of this is a 7-day, 1-week program. And so in order to address that, you can create that structure, create that accountability in your life, or you can reach out and use our somatic experiencing coach for that structure and accountability. Common challenge number 5 is feeling like there's too little information. And so I have addressed that by including a lot of links to other resources of information, things that I've done, videos I've done, articles I've written, and then other books by other people that are very in line and that you would get a lot of value out of reading after going through this course. The last common challenge is feeling like there's so much information that I've given you now that you're missing out and you're overwhelmed with it all. And again, I would need you to be able to pace yourself, know if this is you, block out all that information and just go to it. Have it as a resource. You can download the list so that you can always come back to it later when it does feel like you are in a good place and have that time and space to take in more information.